You are live. Woohoo!
We are live. We are live.
Welcome everybody. So this is episode 27, At Home with the Fishers, starring Chris and Nicola Fisher, RPT. No, that's
Nicola's not got her RPT.
Hey, I've got an RPT as well, no. Nicola and Chris Fisher, RPT, and we have the beard times 16. Times 16. So welcome, Rich. It's great to have you with us.
Yes, good evening, Rich. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me on.
Oh,
you're very welcome. So let's see who we've got on today in the chat. We've got the Flaming Turner. We've got Stace Makes.
Ooh.
Wayne the Woodturner.
Hi, Wayne. Hi, Stace.
T+G Making.
Hi, guys.
Who else have we got? Oh, we've got some guy called Steve Twidell as well.
Hello, Stephen.
There once was a turner called Chris who couldn't even see his own fist, but his bowl gouge he takes and turns without any mistakes. Folk think he is taking the. And we've also got, let's see who else is on here.
That's very funny, Steve.
I'm sure I saw somebody else's name. Oh, we've got Scott, who says he's getting there slowly. That's good news, but unfortunately he's been watching daytime TV.
Oh, stop
That's
it. Don't
not good news.
Flipping out, you just make yourself feel worse.
We've got Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft.
Hi, Wayne.
So we need to wish Valerie a very happy birthday.
Many happy
Hope
returns.
you've had a great day today.
Valerie.
AH Bespoke, Christina Michael Hesseltine.
Hi, guys.
Sneaks Wall Art. He says, am I in the right place? The beard times 16 sent me. Yes, you are.
Yes.
Claire's Crafty Corner.
Hi, Claire.
Cy Smith.
Hi, Cy.
Make It Soph. Debbie Beardall.
Hi, guys. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Debbie.
Have I got everybody? Mark Shop Dog Workshop. Pyro. There's lots of names here that I've not come across before. Pyro Arts, Dave the Wood Barber. Hi, Dave. Leona Faye, Jen's
guys.
Woodworking and things.
Well, a lot of them have come over to catch, obviously, Rich.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Great.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thanks, everyone, for coming over and supporting not only us, but your dear friend Rich, who's joined us. So, can I just get something off our chest?
Go on.
100 subscribers, folks. Benchmark.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. That's amazing. So yeah, we're really, really happy, and thank you all so very much for the support.
Yeah. And it's what I'm quite happy about as well is we've kind of done this podcast without really promoting it. I've just put like the thumbnail every Monday that says who's on the show. But it's just everybody's just supported us and come along, and that's what's been really nice to me, that it's just happened organically. So today I did our custom URL. So we're now youtube.com/c/At Home with the Fishers. So yeah.
So it's almost as bad as Blue Light Turner making shavings.
I know, you can't. You have to go with what your channel name is. But yeah, happy with that. So thank you, everybody.
Anyway,
so,
yes, let's get back to our special guest.
Yes, so our special guest today is Rich. Now, Rich was formerly a Brummie. Well, he's still a Brummie.
Yeah. There's no hiding.
Yeah. Now lives in Dorset. Now, Dorset for me is T. Lawrence country. Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
Close Hill. Yeah, so I've had a few visits there, going around his house and all the different places. So you're also a scout leader.
Yeah.
And a maker. So let's start with the first question. And I think following our discussions, this could be an interesting one. Why do you make?
There's loads of reasons why I make. One, because I've always been a maker. I've always liked making things. I have all these ideas. that pop into my head. Sometimes at night when I'm trying to sleep, these ideas come. So I have to act on it, and and I love to try new things. There's always something new that I've never tried that I want to try, and that becomes another thing that I tackle. Secondly, one of the other reasons why I do what I do is for my own sanity, really. Getting out here and making things. It kind of separates me from the real world, which is caring for the wife, which is actually in the chat here somewhere.
All right.
Shez, where is she? Pyro.
Hey up, Mrs. How are you doing?
She's called, how embarrassing. I forgot what she's called now. She's called,
Cheryl.
Yes, Cheryl. No, I know her name. I know her name.
Pyro Arts by Ches.
Pyro Arts by Ches. Sorry, but it's all right. She's changed it a couple of times recently, and I can't keep up. Anyway, so yeah. Insanity. And I like to inspire people. I like people to be able to learn from something I've made, or in any way that they can. If it's copying something I've done, or it's it's just influencing people into trying something new. It's my thing. Try something new every single day. Yeah. You never know, you might be good at one of them. Yeah. So
I like that acrylic stuff that you were doing as well, the acrylic pouring.
Oh yes, on that live, yeah, that was something new that I've not really tried. I've tried mixing resin in different colours and pouring it that way. Yeah. My neighbour next door, she says, "Well, why don't you try acrylic pouring?" And that was the first real time I tried it. So it turned out okay, but I learned a lot from doing that. Yeah. And there's a lot of people in the chat that was like, "Well, you should do it this way." There's a few. There's a few in the chat now that do it, so I learned a little bit.
I don't think I've seen a video of anyone doing it. Not, the group of people that we know, but I've seen people on Instagram doing it. And it's just the process of doing it and how it works looks so fascinating. It's quite mesmerizing watching someone do it as well.
It is. I've watched quite a few different ones since doing that. Actually, since making those on that live, I've seen quite a few videos of people doing it. So that I've learned a lot from just watching. So I will get round to doing some more in the future. But at the moment, I've got about 6 or 7 projects stacked up ready.
So what do you do with things that you make? Do you sell them?
No. I mean, there is there's a place in Corfe Castle. I don't know if you've ever been to Corfe Castle.
But I've not been, I don't think.
There's a little trinket shop, jeweler type shop there that have asked me to put a box of stuff together so they can put it in the cabinet and sell for me. But I don't make things to sell, really. I mean, if I can get a bit of money off that, it will go straight back into my YouTube journey, because I have to fund it myself, or the wife helps me fund it. So but usually I don't make more than one item, because then I find it becomes a chore then. And then it's not enjoyable anymore, because it's it just becomes boring because it's the same thing over and over again.
So, have you got any questions? No, I was just
I'm going to go straight in there and say, what's the time 16? What's it all about?
Oh yeah.
Right. So the time 16 is, I'm quite aware, and I've watched many videos on YouTube, and I've been bored to death halfway through, and I'll skip it to the end because I just want to see the end process. I've learned kind of what I want from someone going on and on and on and on and boring the hell out of me. So I thought, well, I'm going to times all my videos up by 16, so I keep the retention of the person it's more interesting. They can see over a faster time period of what I'm doing, and they'll more than likely watch the whole video. So it's literally times 16.
Yeah.
You know, the speed.
Right. Well, that's answered that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's really cool. So there's loads of people coming onto the chat here that are new names to me. And there's some people, Yvonne Westwood is new. Hi, Rich and all. There were a few, back there. So there's obviously a community that you're involved with. What does that community give to you? How is it important to you?
It's important to me. I mean, I love the maker community because everyone in the maker community is a like-minded person. Maybe they don't make anything, but they're really interested in things that things that are being made. I mean, if there's anything that you're unsure of or you want advice on, you've just got to put it out there on the make community, whether it's the Facebook groups or just on Instagram, whatever. There's hundreds and hundreds of years of experience just in this make community. Someone is going to have an idea of how to help you. But then again, I can give back that way as well by sharing my knowledge with people.
How important is your YouTube channel then to you in terms of inspiring people and sharing knowledge?
It's really important. I mean, I do so many things. I mean, the reason I don't call myself the Beard Woodturner or something like that, or don't put myself in a pigeonhole, is so that I can try all different things. So I'll have a go at something, and then if it turns out, then I'll share it with people, and I'll share the knowledge that I've learned by trying it. As far as wood turning, I've been wood turning over 20 years. Wow. On and off. It's not 20 years in a row. There's been years when I haven't been able to afford a lathe, and I've tried all different types of lathes. So yeah, I mean, I can share a bit of my knowledge as far as my experience with wood turning and things like that, and carpentry, and obviously metal fabrication as well that I do. So yeah, if I answered it, I tend to go off on my own little.
That's what we want. That's definitely what we want.
What we want to talk about. But before we started, we were talking about you and Chris and anxiety, and obviously you're a full-time carer for your wife. So, as I've said so many times, whenever we ask makers, why do they make? It's often to help with anxiety or for their mental health. And, again, this theme has popped up. How does making help you get through the day, and what does it feel like when you're making and you're sort of stepping away from everything?
Well, it kind of resets your mind, your mood that you're in, and whatever is trying to trigger your anxiety, it kind of resets it, and it I wouldn't say it gets rid of it. I would say it kind of pacifies it, because you can take your mind away from that naturally onto concentrating whatever craft you're doing. Things like wood turning and that, it's dangerous. You need to focus on it. And things like Chris said earlier, the bandsaw. You kind of focus on what you're doing, and you put everything else to the back of your mind. But I find it's really important to get out here a couple of hours a day, just to reset myself, and then when I'll go and wake the wife up midday, and I'm kind of reset, So when I've dealt with the wife and she's happy, because the wife, she's a crafter as well. She does pyrography. So she'll say, "Well, can you go out and sand me this bit of wood?" So you know, I actually do come out here more than a couple of hours a day, you know. So I think she's got like 2 or 3 projects on the go at a time. So I'm always out here sanding bits of wood for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is really important as far as a mental health, you know, for your mental health, it's important to just step away and, you know.
I'm just going to get a book. This is quite a well-known book, The Artist Way. And it's written by Julia Cameron. I think this has gone back, my copy's about 1990 something, 1995. But she talks about filling the well, and it's sort of when you're having to do a lot of things or you're sort of draining your energy, it's doing something that puts back in. And I suppose making, for a lot of makers, fulfills that function as well. Replenishing and you know, you say resetting yourself. It's kind of like that, filling the well.
I think artists in general, we're all artists. You know, if you're a maker, you're effectively an artist in whatever medium that you're making in.
Yeah.
And I think looking through history, artists have always been a bit crazy.
We're just listening to a film actually on Netflix by Willem Dafoe playing Vincent Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Is it At Eternity's Gate? I think it's called, something like that. So it's not like chronicles his descent into madness. But yeah, it's amazing how many so-called geniuses, you know, are walking that fine line between genius and complete lunacy. You know, so I like the fact that, you know, there's a bit of a lunatic in all of us, you know, although you can keep it under control and on the leash and you can channel it into your art and things. But I love the fact that everyone's got this, like, you know, like the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder. And today I'm going to be a bit naughty. And that's you can channel that into your work, and, you know, it comes out in your work. It's like, completely agree with you, Rich. You know, we're all artists and we're all a bit bonkers as well as very creative and, you know, free thinking. But yeah, I completely get what you said there, you know.
So you said you make all sorts of different things and you tend to do one thing and then do something else. Or do you have anything that you love to make? Is there any type of craft or what do you call them, a discipline that you particularly enjoy?
Wood turning, really. Wood turning is my main thing. But then the wood turning has kind of turned into carving as well, you know, and then it's then branched out into resin, because you can do wood turning along. Sorry. You can
Hey, thought we're being invaded then.
So you can do wood turning alongside carving and alongside resin work. It kind of all molds in together, you know. So, you know, it's mainly the wood turning thing.
I think you need to tell us about the resin.
What the resin I'm working on at the moment?
Yeah. You've got to share that. It's not a secret project, is it, Rich?
No. I've put this on Instagram. Right. So, okay. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. Oh, ouch!
All right.
This is genuine, believe it or not. And many people probably haven't seen anything like this before, but this is genuine genuine unicorn poop.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's all the unicorn poop, and this is all the funky resin that's holding it all together. So this is a project that I'm working on with, it's a collaboration with Doug from the Pole Barn Productions. But it's been giving me a few issues. It's been driving me mad, actually.
Sorry to interrupt, just because obviously, you know, you're dealing with some blind slacker here.
Right.
Just describe what shape is it and how is it mounted to the lathe?
So it's a basic bowl shape. It was a bowl blank.
Right. Okay.
I've put a mortise in the bottom of it, just a normal mortise, and I've made a kind of bowl shape at the bottom.
Right.
There is a sacrificial wood blank in the center with a wormwood screw.
Right.
I've fixed it to the lathe with. So when this is dry, because I've put a load of OB shine juice and things like that on it, I'll flip it around and I'll start taking the center out of it. Right. But most of the center is a sacrificial blank,
right?
You know, a wooden blank. The problems it's given me at the moment is because when Doug poured it and he stabilized the unicorn poop, there were still holes in between that and the resin that he was pouring somehow. I personally think it was methane maybe escaping that's created the bubbles. Yeah. But I've overcome it by a lot of sanding and a lot of polishing and a lot of filling up with super glue. I mean, you can see the super glue, it's gone white, but I don't care. You know, it's going to turn out how it wants to turn out at the end of the day. I'm not a professional with this sort of stuff. So if it turns out nice and shiny, then I'm happy.
Yeah. I think with these sorts of things, it's how you want it to turn out.
The wood turning, I wouldn't say the wood turning community, but I would say the wood turning snobbery out there. And this isn't any of my community buddies. There are clubs and things like that, and there's old timer turners that are snobbish when it comes to wood turning. Things have got to be done right. Things you can't have a mortise left on the bottom of a part. You know, it's all got to be turned off flush and it's got to be finished perfectly. Well, I'm not about that. I'm far away from that. If people don't like what I make, then they just don't look at it, do they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're a subscriber to the your workshop, your rules sort of, you know. So what that means is, you know, I'm not coming from a safety standpoint, but you know, your creativity, what you want to have fun with, what you want to experiment with, and you know, I'm thinking from the same page here. You know, you have a lot of the, let's call them the round and brown brigade. You know, everything must be just a classic bowl with, you know, either a little spigot or a foot, or like you said, turn completely. There are a lot of people out there, but you know, for those people that want to challenge ourselves and see what we can do, and sometimes use wood as a canvas. You know, nobody should belittle you for that or be down.
I'm a great believer in there shouldn't only be one way of doing something. There should be many ways of doing something, because if not, then it would get pretty boring, wouldn't it? You know, and this is the way we express ourselves, by doing things like wood, you know, turning these things and these bowls and that. So there shouldn't be, well, you've got to do it like this. That's just wrong.
Yeah. I think that's it though. It's about the self-expression.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes making so interesting, because it's each person's take on whatever they're doing.
Well, you know,
just going to mute you for a second, because I think we've got feedback. I'll mute you till we finish talking, then
so
try that again now.
Yeah. So in universities, you know, debate and discussion, you know, is so much a key part of, you know, the evolution of ideas. That's how things evolve, by discussion and debate.
Yeah.
So if you're doing something in your workshop or on your lathe and it gets people talking, good or bad, it is evolving.
Yeah.
And there's a quote: once an idea is out there, it's out there forever.
Yeah, that's right. Good or bad, it's out there.
good or bad, it's out there.
It might follow you around for the rest of your life.
Discussion evolves us, as artists, as a race, as mankind. It evolves. Yeah.
So tell us something that the maker community doesn't know about you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't keep any secrets really. I'm transparent, know. Yeah. I like to share everything with everyone. I suppose the only thing.
Apparently you like fishing.
Fishing.
Yeah.
Who says that?
You what?
Yeah. I used to do fishing. I used to.
Yeah.
I don't have time nowadays. I like to do metal detecting, but everyone knows that I do metal detecting.
You're accident prone.
Yes, I am accident prone.
Keep going with those.
The list is growing.
Go on. Anyone else? Tell us of it. Wayne Bigfoot said it's a false beard. No, that hurts if I do that. Right, my middle name is Graham. There you go. Right. After my dad's dad, my granddad.
Right, cool.
So there you go. No one knows that, but I'm proud of that. I'm not one of these that hides my middle name. I'm proud to be named after my granddad.
Yeah, of course, you're quite right. Yeah.
No.
Even if his name was Sissy, I'd still be proud of that.
Yeah. Well, grandparents are quite special, aren't they? In most people's lives. So.
Did you inherit any skills from him?
My dad's dad was he was an engineer.
Mm.
So maybe that's where I've got my fascination of nuts and bolts from.
Mm.
And welding and things like that, my mum's dad was a scout leader for 40 years or something like that. So, I've got kind of picked both of them off there.
Yeah. So just said maybe you're biking also.
Oh, possibly. Possibly. I don't know.
Got the right look.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was going to have my daughter usually braids my hair. All this is usually braided because it's quite long. And then she shaves the sides for me. But no, look how grey it is. That's why I shave it.
So, got any other questions you'd like to ask?
Well, yeah. It's just one that I like to ask you. If you could only, so like, because I'm, predominantly a wood turner, if you could only turn one thing for the rest of your life, what would you love to turn the most?
Bowls. Just resin bowls.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, resin bowls.
Resin bowls. Yeah.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
5'9". Has anybody else got any questions they'd like to ask? I'm just going to have a quick look in the comments. There's been somebody's put sneaks wall art. I agree with all that's been said, but at first all I saw was professional woodworking. I was looking at my work, thinking, is it any good? But the response I got from other makers after a few years, I finally started to have confidence in what I was making and continue to do so. Yeah,
quite right. Never give up.
Journey.
Never give up. Yeah, people work at different speeds. They learn skills at different speeds. They have different abilities, different skill sets. You are capable of everything and anything. Always believe in yourself and never give up. And and for the haters and trolls out there, they're not worth a wallet.
No.
Last time, critics don't count.
Yeah.
If you look at Sneak's pictures on his Instagram, he's really good at what he does. Some of his artwork is just brilliant. I was actually talking to him the other day because I'm going up to do a Beard Invades in his workshop. This new series I'm working on.
Right. Yeah.
I'm nearly at the end of season 1 now, so Sneak and a couple of others left to do. But yeah, he's some of the stuff that he does is brilliant.
I've just followed him, so I'll look at that.
Yeah, you keep doing what you're doing, pal.
There's some other questions. What size are your flags?
What size?
Yeah. No, he's got flags up on his hanging from the roof.
All right.
These are
ceiling.
I would say these are 6x14, something like that.
Okay, because there's Jen Woodworking things says she'll send you a US one.
Cool.
Why unicorns?
Unicorns, right. So we touched on this before we started, didn't we? I think, as far as I can remember, there was something I said or something I did in Primark with my youngest boy. When we get together and we go out shopping, clothes shopping or whatever, we're a complete nightmare because we'll just try on all the clothes. Men's or women's, we don't care. We'll have some fun about it and we'll record it as well. So my son will try and embarrass me and I'll embarrass him, and neither of us get embarrassed at all. So it kind of gets out of control. So there was something that happened with a unicorn, and I can't put my finger on it, but it's kind of sparked off this unicorn thing from all around the world, to be honest. They're just everywhere. You know, I've got them up here, look, up at the back there. They're from Michigan. So, you know, but I love them anyway.
He's got a good 2 sticker boards, I think. You've got 2 sticker boards up there.
I've got 3 in total. I've run out of space on this one. So I've started on the bandsaw is completely full.
Yeah.
I've just started on a 3rd, which is this one.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that will go up somewhere. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of stickers.
Got one of ours.
Yeah, I think I have.
One of ours.
Can you see yours on there?
I can't see it from here, no. But if you've not, let us know and we'll send. Send them.
Okay.
So what else have we got? A couple of people asking if they're going to Harrogate. Steve Twidell said, I know you are Cheryl's primary carer, but what jobs did you have before becoming her carer?
I worked for immigration. So my job was to collect illegal immigrants from ports, lorry parks, police stations, wherever they've been caught, and take them to a removal centre or a prison. So I've been to literally every prison in the country. Also, part of the job was to take them and put them on an airplane and make sure they got back to where they came from. And I don't mean that in any racist way, because, you know, saying I'm putting you on a plane so you can go back to where you come from is the real job that we did. It isn't a racist thing, so I just want to get that out there. You know, so because someone's got to do it, someone's got to, you know, do these things. But yeah, I've been a doorman. I worked for a security company where I was, you know, doing events, extraction teams for events and things like that. I still actually volunteer for the security company where I go in and I teach them how to look after themselves against violent people, that sort of thing. So, but I do that purely to keep myself a little bit fit.
Yeah.
It's about once a month, I think.
Yeah. That's an interesting background, isn't it?
It is, yeah, very, very interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's been really enlightening talking to you. because we didn't really know you that well. We just knew a little bit about you, and obviously we'd heard about you and seen videos. But it's, as I say often, it's really good knowing a bit more about the person behind the YouTube channel or the Instagram account. And yeah, I hope that we'll get to meet you again and be able to have a proper catch up.
Indeed, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I missed you guys at Maker Central. I saw you, but I was too busy on the gorilla stand to get away.
Yeah.
But I see you guys there, so hopefully we'll see you next year.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool. So it's been, just to sort of like cap off what Nicola was saying, it has been fascinating listening to you, Rich. I've listened to some of your wood turning videos and things, and you know, it is interesting. But the one I listened to wasn't sped up 16 times, which was good. So I was able to listen to what you did, and you were doing like the taking the innards out of a Bic pen and putting them in your own turned.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I've started to kind of dabble in with the voiceovers now. Now I've figured out how to do it on my computer.
Yeah.
Then I will be doing more because I've had a lot of good feedback from that voiceover video.
Yeah.
But the voiceover ones are going to be more instructional, if you know what I mean. It's not just a case, I'm doing this, but I want to use it as a instructional video. Yeah. So, and I think doing a voiceover, you've got no distractions of noises from the fan and all that sort of stuff. Have you? Just, you know, you can kind of talk really, really relaxing, if you know what I mean.
We did one, didn't we? I can't remember which one it was, but that was quite good.
Yeah,
because I sort of described to you what was coming up, and then we recorded that section, didn't we?
Yeah, you'd say, "Oh, right, what we did here," and then that sort of like prompt me, and I go, "Oh yeah, I remember now," and then I was able to explain what we were doing. But it was good. We should do more.
Yeah. Well, it's been really lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for being our guest tonight.
Yes, and thank you very much, Cheryl, for jumping in and letting your hubby, I know, is very precious to you. You like him as well. Thanks for letting him hang out. So, Rich, by all means, stay with us, and you can jump in if you want to shout any suggestions, or if people have got further questions, they can, of course, ask them and direct them to Rich, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you do have to jump, and maybe, you know, Cheryl needs you for something, that's perfectly cool. If you've got to go, you've got to go. But yeah, we're going to get on with our segment.
Yeah.
So
I'm just. Could you possibly mute yourself at your end? I think there's a little bit of feedback, and then if you need to jump in, you can unmute. You've gone now.
Hang on. Oh, there I am.
Can you mute yourself, or shall I mute you at this end? Oh, there you go. Great. Wonderful.
Right.
There's just a bit of feedback, I think. So
okay, but yeah, if he can still hear us, can't he?
He can hear us, and he can then chip in.
Oh right, okay. So yeah, if you need to jump in, or you want to jump in, Rich, just come on board.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you so much, mate.
So.
Well, that was cool. Every week.
Oh, we love it, don't we?
We do. I love listening to everybody we have on. You know, it's a different story.
Yeah.
There are
commonalities.
Yeah, there are, and you'll never get away from them. And it's what makes the maker community so amazing, and that's why we get on.
Yeah.
And you know, but it's great, you know, listening to. Because we often say, oh, you know, these people going around and having their own little lives, but you know what goes on behind closed doors. And doing this podcast, you know, we're getting to know little bits about so many different amazing people. And you know, to hear, you know, Rich, you know, he's had this very interesting array of jobs, and you know, quite intense, and you know, can be dangerous at times. You know, security and working the doors and immigration officer. You know,
but there's lots of stories to tell.
But he has got lots of stories, and you know, it is fascinating. It blows my mind to think that, you know, everybody we have on, and I'm sure everybody we yet to have on, you know, just shares this little slice of their life, and it's fascinating. Every week it's fascinating.
Yeah. Well, it's those stories, and I've been reading a few things on someone's blog, and because I keep thinking about climate change with all these things going on, and it's not kind of what you think. Oh, it's my little version of it.
Yeah.
But this woman was talking about how everything is so capitalist and consumer, and how back in the day, you know, going back to the Stone Age, people were hunter-gatherers because they had to survive, whereas now we're hunter-gatherers going to the Trafford Centre or the shops and buying all this stuff that a lot of the time we don't need. And we're kind of losing a lot of connection to each other. But what we're also losing are the stories that people used to tell, because now people don't tell the stories. So, you know how there used to be that sort of culture of stories being passed through tribes and from one generation to another.
Yeah.
A lot of that's gone, and that I don't know where I'm going to go with that, but it was just something I've looked at today, and I thought, wow, that's really interesting that we're losing these sorts of stories.
Well, can I just sort of like jump in on that, and just where we were last night?
Yeah.
We were at Bridgewater Hall in Manchester, which is home of the Halle Orchestra, and we listened to an amazing group of vocalists called Fisherman's Friends from down in Cornwall. Was it Port Isaac?
Yeah, Port Isaac.
Port Isaac. And the sea shanties, although it was a way of getting the work done, and it was rhythmical, and, you know, on certain parts of the song they'd be heaving and pulling, but interlaced stories. You know, Billy O'Shea, you know, was made to climb the mast and he fell to his death. You know, that became a sea shanty to bolster the men into getting the job done. But there was an element of, you know, a true story behind that sea shanty. And we are losing all that. You know, people sat around campfires.
Well, we're losing it because of this. Tapping into
yeah, not me.
No, I know, but so it's just something I shall ponder over the next few days anyway.
I'm sure there'll be a blog about it.
I've started a blog.
Right, so
we went to Staffordshire on Friday, our first Friday demo.
Yeah, first Friday demo. It was a good turnout, that, wasn't it? It was a lovely wood turning club. Again, they were very kind to us and helpful.
Yeah, they were great.
They were great, and they were so polite. And I think it was a full house, wasn't it? You know, ultimately, there was obviously new turners there, intermediates, and wood turners that have been doing it, you know, for many decades. So it was great. So I did some turning. And some carving and colouring, and I used for the first time the chestnut iridescent paints. Now I've used the Joe Sonia's ones in the past, but I got some of the chestnut iridescent paints, and so I thought, it's the first time. I was talking to Terry from Chestnut. You know, he said, you know, he used to love using something for the first time on a demo because you're sharing that experience, and it could go south very quickly. So, you know, I was applying these iridescent colours, so I can't see how they're going on. So obviously with the camera setups and the screens and the, you know, TVs that these wood turning clubs have now, I was able to say, is that working, guys? And they say, oh yeah, a little bit. So right, well, I think it needs to go on heavier. So I was putting a bit more on. So with that audience interaction, you know, like I say, it's the first time, and I've used them now, so I know how I need to apply them to get the effect that I want. But it was good. So I used them for the first time. You said the very vibrant, lovely colours.
Yeah.
So I've used them and liked them. So it's another product to use and get great results from. So that was a good demo. And they even sort of like they would not leave until we were in the car and we started the engine.
I know we had to leave before they.
Yeah, no, we're not leaving, you love. No, in this dark car park in Stafford. So and so it was great. It was a lot of fun. So thank you guys in West Staffordshire.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a good night. First Friday demo. Yeah, that was a culture shock. The demo was great, but I thought can't believe. So most people are out, getting ready to go to the pub or to visit mates or do whatever, and we're traveling to do a demo. But it's what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's work, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that was great. So what happened then on Saturday? We were going to tell people about the what?
Not yet. No.
All right. Okay.
We had a day in Derbyshire, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say we went to this place called Tag Lane Dairy. It's actually I think it's pronounced Moniash or Monyash, I'm not sure, but I call it Moniash. It's near Bakewell, and it's ice cream and coffee, and it's a raw milk dairy. And we needed some lunch, didn't we? So we had paninis, we had cake, and I think I had the best latte I've ever had. It was really nice.
And my pot of tea was really nice as well.
Yeah.
The whole thing just smacked of pride and passion, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it's obviously really a working farm, and they've diversified and opened this cafe there, and they sell all their own produce and obviously.
But do you know how much 4 litres of milk is? £20, £19 something. I looked at it, but it must be very special milk. It's obviously not your run of the mill, but it was £20 for 4 litres.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I suppose if let's say you're into cooking, and you're a quality chef, that milk must be something special.
Yeah. And you obviously don't just chuck it over your cornflakes, do you?
I wouldn't have thought so, unless you're worth a few quid.
Yeah.
And you've got one of them Sunseeker bloody yachts that Rich was talking about. Oh yeah, we got 400 quid worth of milk on my cornflakes, but my boat's worth 4 million.
But it was really good. It was really good, and they do ice cream as well. But we didn't have any, did we? When we'll have some next time.
Yeah, next time.
I wanted cake. I'd seen the cake, and I wanted the cake. But yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
The other thing, I don't think we told you. I revamped Chrissy's website, so giving it a bit of a refresh. So if you want to check it out, the blindwoodturner.co.uk.
Yeah, jump on over. So we've
it's basically the same website. I've just refreshed it, changed the front page a little bit. I've got a couple of other things I want to do, but yeah, we've put a couple of new pictures on, haven't we? And so
that's cool. Matthew's back.
Oh yeah, Matthew's back.
My intern who's studying at Lancaster University. He's back now from Kowloon, Hong Kong. That's where he's from. That's where the rest of his family still live. So he'd been back over there, and he was able to go out and have some amazing food and visit his friends and things like that. But his mum and dad, were keeping an eye on the troubles that are happening there, and they were saying, they'd be phoning Matthew saying, get yourself home now, lads, because there's sort of like a curfew sort of like that's sort of like unofficially been imposed. So his parents were making sure that him and his mates got back. But yeah, he brought some amazing gifts.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got one here. If you don't know, I really like Hello Kitty, and I've got 2 of these. It's like a little saucer with Hello Kitty on. We've got a little spoon and fork set, 2 sets of those.
Yeah. They brought us some beautiful biscuits and confectionery.
Yeah, they were really nice.
So that traditional Chinese biscuits and confectionery.
Yeah, they were really good.
And
chopsticks.
A lovely set of beautiful chopsticks, and not the tip but the top, had sort of like they're sort of like capped with brass or metal or something in a presentation box. So that was really nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So yeah, that was really good, because I'd made Matthew a fountain pen, because he loves fountain pens, and then we'd also given him a bowl to send home for his mum and dad. So yeah, they're coming over near Christmas, or at Christmas.
Yeah.
So they want to come over and visit us, and we made a video saying hello to Matthew's mum and dad.
Yeah. And they've made a video.
They loved it, so they've made a video. But he said
he's not seen it yet. He's got to edit it.
He's going to edit it. But yeah, his parents are very proud of him, and he's a lovely lad. He's really nice, isn't he?
Yeah.
When he's here, he asks if he can help out in the kitchen and things.
Well, he made a really cute video with Bamba. I don't know whether I played it for you.
No.
I need to have to play it for you. But yeah, he filmed Bamba and he said, "Oh, I love you, Bamba." It was really sweet.
He does love,
He does, doesn't he? Matthew loves you.
Yeah, because real estate is very expensive. A lot of it is, vertical for 1,000 feet in Hong Kong. Having a dog like Bamba would be a bit of a big ask.
I think he'd love a dog like Bamba.
Yeah, he does love Bamba, and he brought Bamba a couple of toys.
Oh,
and one of them, Bamba, does not put it down for hours and hours and hours. It's his favourite thing ever. And he dropped it behind the TV before Bamba, and I was making tea, and I heard this noise, and then I heard Bamba bark, which was he saying, come and get this toy for me. I can't get it. And he'd been behind the TV, managed to pull all the power cables and AV cables out the back of the TV. The telly wasn't working. It was cockeyed on an angle. There's bits on the floor, the remote controls and the phone were on the floor. So he'd been panicking, Bamba. Can't get the toy. And it had rolled under the TV stand.
Well, it rolled under where you sit, under the sofa as well the other day.
Yeah.
And I was upstairs and Bamba started barking. I thought because we had the window cleaner had come as well, so I thought he was barking at the window cleaner.
Yeah.
But eventually I went down and he was just sat there looking at the sofa, and I realised that the ball had gone underneath. So, but he absolutely loves it.
He loves it, and we don't know why he loves it so much.
No, but he does. And it was funny yesterday as well. We went to see Fisherman's Friend and Friends, and because it was music and also potentially a little bit loud, Bamba stayed with the security team, and I think one of them went on patrol with him, and Bamba was really tired, wasn't he?
He was exhausted. Yeah, we came out of the theatre. Well, no, sorry, the auditorium, and obviously we got reintroduced to Bamba, and he's dead excited, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my mum and dad," and all that. And then as we're walking back to the car, he's back in his harness, so he's working, and he's walking very slow and methodically, and he was exhausted. And when we got home, we didn't hear a peep out of him.
No.
And then we went to bed, and it was getting on, wasn't it? It was gone midnight. And Bamba got in his bed on the landing just outside our bedroom. Nothing.
Yeah,
he just got straight away. He was knackered.
Yeah.
So he'd been on patrol, and it's funny because when we were there last year for a concert, and we came out because they took him for a walk. Then the security staff. We were walking back to the car, and this homeless lady went, "All right, Bamba, how are you doing?" So all these homeless people had been hanging out with Bamba. So yeah, he's here now. Because we're talking about you, pal.
Yeah.
Keep mentioning your voice.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was tired yesterday.
Can I just ask you a question, guys?
Yeah.
My wife has got an aid dog, and the amount of people that just rush straight up to him, even though he's got his vest on. Well, it's like a harness that says assistance dog. His collar says it. The amount of people that just rush straight up to him and start fussing him when he's supposed to be at work is ridiculous.
Yeah.
People are not educated enough, are they? To
No. I tell them if I'm working with Bamba and people, they're giving it this whole all right, boy, how you doing? I go, excuse me, you're not supposed to do that. You know, they go, oh, why? Oh, I didn't know. And I say, well, he's working with me. I'm blind. We're trying to accomplish a task. We're trying to get somewhere safely. And you distracting him, you know, it's not allowed. And most people say, oh, well, I didn't know. Thanks for letting me know. And if I ever, you know, see another guide dog, you know, we know now. So
there is a huge lack of awareness. I mean, we
get funny.
If people sort of, like we went to the supermarket this afternoon, and somebody said, "Oh, can my little girl stroke your dog?" And you know, if it's kids, you just want to say yes because you tell them a bit about Bamba, don't you?
A bit about guide dogs and things, but it has to be when I'm at a standstill.
Yeah.
If I'm stood and I'm in a queue and I've dropped his harness and we're just waiting, there's nothing going to happen. So if someone says, "Oh, what a beautiful dog," and we've paid into guide dogs for 30 years, can we say hello? Yeah, by all means, and thank you so much for all your hard work raising money. These dogs ain't cheap, you know, £57,000 Bamba, you know, so you can't be nasty to these people because they could say, right, well, stick your donations right up your jacksie. So yeah, but if you're out there, and the easiest way to put it, if you are working or your wife is working with her assistant staff, and people come over and interact, very nicely tell them that ain't allowed, really. So obviously you don't want to start a situation. But
she does. She tells people, but a lot of people just get funny with her. You know, he's there doing a job because he tells her when she's going to have a seizure. He tells her when to take her tablet. And and obviously if she drops something, he'll pick it up for her. But that's it. That's his job.
Yeah.
Can I just ask? Because I don't know much about what you'd call an assistant dog. Did Cheryl have to go away and be trained with him?
No, he's a border collie, and he's highly intelligent. And we had him as a puppy. And one day, I mean, he's always been very, you know, if you say, "Bear, pick that up, pass it to me," he'll pass it to you. He'll pick up her phone. He'll pick her wallet up. He'll go and get his own lead. He will go and shut the front door if the front door's open. You know, it's just crazy. He's reincarnated, I think. But anyway, and he kept licking her ear one day. She couldn't understand what was going on, and then she had a seizure. And then the next time he come and he licked her ear again, and she had another seizure. And about 10 times this happening, she realised the dog knows about 20 minutes before she's going to have a seizure. So now she takes a tablet. Well, they're not working lately, but you know, she'll take her tablet. She took a tablet, and then she wouldn't have a seizure. So we got him his harness because he's an assistant dog. Whether or not he's trained by a special company, he assists my wife in a really valuable way. You know, he needs to be able to go into Tesco's and into all these places she needs to go in case he senses that she's going to have a seizure. So that's all I was asking anyway. So
no, your wife's quite right. Saying to people, no, don't distract him, because while they're fussing him, he's not doing what he's meant to be doing when he's out and about, and he's got his vest on and whatnot. So no, carry on telling people. If people take the hump, that's their hang up, not yours.
Yeah.
Well, we went to Yandles on the first day, and there was a lot of old people there. You know, the Friday's a lot of old people, and he was just so confused because he could sense there was a lot of pain there, a lot of people that were, you know, old and maybe had problems. So he got really confused, you know. But anyway, okay, sorry guys, I hijacked you there.
Though, isn't it? Yeah.
No, good question.
Yeah. Your wife said, "We trained him to help me. He will fetch Richard from the garage if I need him. I've always trained hunting dogs, so Bear was easy to train." Oh, that's cool.
That's a nice name as well.
Yeah.
Collies are awesome dogs. We had collies, but as kids growing up, we had rough collies, all same as Lassie. But they were awesome. But you know, you can't go far wrong with a working dog, a gun dog, a sheep dog.
Right, I'm just having a look. Christine says she's going to sneak in. I'll tell you what that means later. I think, because I'm just scrolling backwards here. I think she's coming to one of the clubs. I've got to ask you something.
All right. Okay.
He just wants coffee or water when he goes to visit. I can't. This when I'm scrolling up and people are adding comments, it scrolls back down. So then I end up not knowing where I'm up to. When he goes to visit. So where was that question? Oh, Christine likes the website. Chris is coming to West Sussex in Storrington. Yeah, that's on the Sunday. Mark Shop Dog Workshop says, what T-shirt should I get? I'm torn between I've Got Wood and Keep on Turning.
Well, they're both great, but yeah, the I've Got Wood, obviously there's some risque connotations with that. So it's a double entendre. So yeah, it's up to you, man. Yeah. I personally don't wear my I've Got Wood if I'm going anywhere where there's kids about.
Yeah.
You know, it's more sort of like adult humour.
Yeah.
But entirely up to you. Get them both.
So it's 8:30 now. So we're sort of approaching, well, nearly the end of the podcast.
Yes.
So as we've started doing, we'll open up the podcast to a gate crasher. So it's first come, first served. If you don't know what gate crashing is, you let me know. If you want to come live, you have to come live on the podcast, and I will put the link in the chat. And then you click on it, and I'll add you in, like we've got Rich in as well.
Yeah, so it's a great idea, isn't it? Gate crashing.
Yeah.
I've been doing this in my Tuesday night lives.
Have you?
I've started inviting random people into my life, and I think it's great because you know, Cheryl doesn't have to focus on all because Cheryl's usually my glamorous assistant. She doesn't have to focus on all that. So other people, I mean, I usually have JP. He's kind of a regular, to be honest, because he reads the comments and stuff to take the strain off Cheryl a little bit. Yeah. So it's usually JP and a couple of others.
It's quite hard because, you know, trying to keep track on what we're asking you and read the comments. And yeah, I was thinking, because I saw on some of your videos that, you know, you had more than one person on. And I thought, yeah, in some respects, it would be good to have someone else looking at the comments, especially when we do the interview bit, because I miss so much. So, yeah. So, anybody want to gate crash?
Come on, folks.
Come on down.
Come on down. You know that saying, you know, everybody in their life has that 15 minutes of fame. Come on.
This is 5 minutes.
This is 5 minutes of fame.
And also, just to remind you that for the podcast, I think it'll be the before Christmas one. We're going to do Borg's going to gate crash.
Turn the tables.
We're going to do turn the tables. So I'll just put the link in for you.
Chris,
Wayne the Wood, actually, Borg and Wayne the Woodturner. Why don't you both come on then? Sorry, right, go on.
Yeah, go on, Rick.
I'll just ask you a question, Chris.
Yeah.
Are you ever going to do, or have you done, if I missed it, a video on how you personally how you cope with wood turning? I mean, I was talking to Andy Heel way before Maker Central last year, and he said about this guy that's blind and he does wood turning. I was like, no way. I don't believe him for 1 second. But then he was telling me about the ways that you deal with things.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever do a video on that? Because Andy mentioned string and things like that.
Your dream come true when Matthew comes this Thursday to film my YouTube video. I shall do it then. So this Thursday, I will record a video. How do I do things, and why do I do things the way that I do?
I'll share it out because I've told loads of people about you.
Yeah, so no, I will do a video, and it will be an insight into how blind are able to do what they do. More importantly, how I'm able to do and my thought processes and how it's funny because I explain it.
Just going to move for the minute, if that's okay, because we've got feedback.
Right.
I'll be with you in a sec.
So yeah, Rich, we'll film that this Thursday. How I do what I do.
And I'll share it out. I'll share it out.
Okay, right.
It's Wayne. Wayne's
oh, yeah.
Wayne, turn your mic down, mate, or your volume. Wayne's a regular guest on my show.
Right. Right, Rich, I'm just going to mute you for a while, then hopefully that will help. So let's see. So we've got Wayne the Woodturner.
Evening, guys.
Hi, Wayne.
Evening. And we've got Kurt Borg 3D.
Hi, Kurt.
Hi.
So hopefully, if there's any problem with the sound now, just let us know and we'll do it one at a time. But hopefully it sounds all right. So, but yeah, let us know in the chat if there's a problem. So then, Kurt, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I've been following your stream. It's been very interesting.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, it's wonderful to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us a bit about yourself and who you are.
Yeah, don't ask too much because he's on the 11th of November.
Yeah, okay. Basically, yeah, I'm just a maker from Malta, really. I make a lot of different stuff. I make 3D printed stuff, props, woodworking, but yeah, just a little bit of everything.
Well, I don't know if I tell people, but we went for our Christmas holiday to Malta in about 1981.
Whoa, okay.
And I remember when we went to the cliffs where they filmed the milk tray advert. What's it called? The Blue Grotto or something around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was snowing.
I think that is the first and last time it ever snowed in Malta.
Yeah.
Probably.
We couldn't believe it, and but it was a beautiful holiday, and it was a great place, and yeah, we did because it's not a huge island, is it? So
no, it's actually tiny.
Yeah. So yeah, it was great. We had a lot of fun, and we took our grandma with us. So we spent a week there over Christmas. But yeah, fascinating place. So much history for all archaeology buffs, and yeah, and I think we jumped over to Gozo as well for a bit. But
yeah. It's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. In fact, actually, last May in Maker Central, there were quite a couple of makers who wanted to organize something like a makers get together in Malta. But the thing is, everyone has to fly to the island to get there. So I don't know what's going on with that. But it would be cool to have everyone here, though.
You never know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go to Wayne. So I'm going to come back to you in a minute and ask you what you've been making recently. But
Sure.
I've got Wayne now. So hi, Wayne.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Nicola, Chris.
Hi, man. You all right?
Yeah, wonderful. Thanks. Yourselves?
Yeah, we're great. Thank you.
Yeah, Kurt, sorry to hear about your dog.
Yeah, we're very sorry about it.
Yeah, these things happen. The amount of dogs I've had over the years, it happens with the regular.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the word? Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's happened. It's gone. It's past.
Okay.
So what else have you been up to?
Right, at the moment, I'm pleased I've come on. Gives us a chance to talk about this. There's this guy I know over in Ireland. You might have heard of him, Steve. I think it's Twiddles, something like that.
Yeah.
So he's doing this creative van type thing where I don't know. He keeps on waffling on about it. Anyway. All joking aside, Steve is making a creative van. He's bought a caravan. He's converting it into a workshop, which actually looks amazing at the moment. To help along with this, we were watching Nick, the Flaming Turner, on Saturday night on his live program, and somebody mentioned fruit and doing something for the creative van. So it came about that Steve's going to do an auction at Christmas. He wants lots and lots of makers to make pieces of fruit, pieces of veg, things like this. They're all going to get auctioned off, and the funds are going to go towards supporting the creative van. I've done the fruit bowl. I did the fruit bowl this morning, videoed it this morning, and it's out on video now on YouTube. It's a fairly big fruit bowl, well, more of a dish, out of sycamore. That's just for Leona, but she's already gone, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I've done the fruit bowl. If people want to donate pieces of fruit, get in touch with me. I'll send out my address. They can send it all to me. It's all going to go into the fruit bowl, and Steve's going to auction it off at Christmas and hopefully make some funds for the creative van. This is something that Steve is wanting to do full time. At the moment, he's a teaching assistant working with kids with special needs, and he wants to do more of that as a full-time job, giving them life skills, helping them create things. Steve's not just a woodturner. Steve's another guy like the Beard is. He does basically anything that he can do. The van is going to have wheelchair access. He's got all the benches in at the moment. He's got a lathe in there at the moment. He's going to have loads of other stuff in there. And yeah, I just want to get people to get involved. Come along, make a simple piece of fruit. It doesn't matter what you do it out of. You can do it out of wood. You can do it out of metal. Somebody suggested today that they were going to knit a banana. Brilliant. Make it out of anything. Yeah. Get in touch with me on Facebook, on Instagram. Send me a message. I'll send out my address. Send us the piece of work, and we'll get it done.
Okay. Well, you'll do one, won't you?
Yeah, I'll chuck something in.
I might even make something. If you don't have to wood turn it, I can make something.
No, you don't have to wood turn it. Like I say, it can be done out of anything.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, wonderful that, Wayne. Thank you. Very important cause. And yeah, great guy, Steve, for doing what he's doing. So yeah, I've got to speak to Steve to give him some hints and things about making it accessible as well for the blind and visually impaired. So that's awesome. Yeah, it's inclusive of all disabilities and whatnot. So yeah, cool. Yeah. Thanks, Wayne. Awesome,
thank you very much. That's great.
No problem. Cheers me talking about myself for a time.
Well, if there's a link as well, if you let me have the link, I'll put it in the podcast notes as well.
Yeah, no problem. I'll do that.
Okay, awesome. Cool. So let's go back to Kurt. This is good doing it. Yeah. Right. Oh, can't unmute your guest. Have you unmuted? Right. Hi, Kurt. We're back. So, what have you been making recently?
Recently, I've been in a bit of a scramble to get a lot of projects done because I'm going abroad in 2 days. I'm spending a couple of days in Poland with my friends, so I've got a lot of things to do. But I think the latest project I've done, which I filmed, and it was like a sword bag. I've got those foam swords back behind me.
Yeah.
And I made like a sword bag for them. I was sewing and everything, so it was very good to get into sewing as well.
That's cool. That's cool. So it's all well with you because we saw you at Makers Central, didn't we? And we chatted quite a bit.
Yeah, we have. And
a great chat with Kurt in the in the hotel.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten my promised to make something for you guys. I still got your pictures, and I still have to cast them in resin, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Oh, it's fine.
Right, it's all right. Everybody in the maker community is busy. So just when you get round to it, Kurt, that's fine. Don't worry.
I definitely will. Hopefully by November I will. Once I come back from Poland, it'll be fine.
2022. So,
well, it's been great having so many people on. Thank you very much to Wayne and Kurt for gate crashing.
Yeah. So when
gate crashes.
When are you on, Kurt? Our
11th of November.
11th of November. So anyway, let me ask, what's the weather like in Malta at the moment?
Actually, it's been raining all day. It's unbelievable. There was a Scottish guy at work, came to visit, he got the rain with him.
Oh.
Apparently.
Oh.
It was almost like 30 degrees a few days ago, Celsius. But yeah, now it's raining.
A family that lived literally a 2-minute walk from where I grew up. They were from Malta. They were called the Copinis.
Okay, yeah, Copini.
Yeah, and also our local doctor in Eccles. He was Dr. Borg from Malta. And I don't know if I can say this right, or it was something like Busli Sormi Ashantik Bassa or something like that.
That's not something you should say live on the internet when there are more these people around.
Was I right?
I don't know if I should translate it.
Better
not.
But as when we were teenagers and we go around and hang out, you know what teenagers like.
Yeah.
So, it was a little bit of Maltese. So, I'll tell Nicola roughly what it means when we come off air. But sorry, folks, it was a little bit of Maltese profanity, but I haven't said that since about 1982.
Well, I mean, I wasn't expecting to hear it from you of all people, but yeah, I'm impressed.
Yeah, but so it wasn't. It was just he used to. That's one phrase he taught us. I don't know why he taught it us, but but there you go. Obviously, nothing meant by it. I was just sort of like,
of course,
seeing if I could remember it. So,
thank you very much to Rich for being our Maker Monday guest today. It's been a pleasure having you on. And I hope everybody's enjoyed listening to you and hearing what you had to say about making today. And thank you to our gate crashers, and thank you to everybody in the chat. It's been great. I can see that there's been a lot of conversation going on, and I think there's stuff going on about doing the fruit and helping out towards the maker van as well. So yeah, it's been an interesting podcast, and it's always good to do something slightly different, having four screens on for the first time.
Yeah, definitely. So a big hug to our gate crashers, a big virtual hug to Kurt. Loved you, man, and hope you have a great time in Poland. Can't wait to have you on the podcast. And Wayne for gate crashing and giving us some vital information about that man, Twidell, and his caravan.
No bother, guys.
All right, and massive thanks, Rich. You've all earned a lovely drink this evening. Thank you so very much. And lots of love to you all, and keep on turning, keep on making, guys. Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with Maple Tree Studios.
Oh, my life. Not deal.
And on that note, we shall say good night to you all.
Yeah. Happy travels.
Thanks for watching.
Night.
Bye.
Bye. End podcast.